Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. योग दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. Wishing you all a very happy International Yoga Day. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचाम मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोक्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां प्राञ्जलिरोक्नतोस्मि. A few tongue twisters. Who gave yoga for serenity and sanctity of mind, grammar for clarity and purity of speech, and medicine for perfection of health. Let us bow before the noblest of sages, Patanjali. जिन्होंने मन की शांति और पवित्रता के लिए योग दिया, भाषण की स्पष्टता और शुद्धता के लिए व्याकरण दिया और स्वास्थ्य की पूर्णता के लिए औषधि. आइए हम महान ऋषि पतंजलि को नमन करें. International Day of Yoga 2021 carries the theme Yoga for Well-Being. Very relevant for today as we are still recovering from the impact of coronavirus. So it is a thing that we need to follow wholeheartedly. The idea for an UN-mandated International Day of Yoga was first proposed by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, during his speech in the United Nations General Assembly in the year 2014. He called yoga an invaluable gift of ancient tradition and harmony between man and nature. Now, through yoga, all this can be achieved. This idea of his was backed by about 177 nations, the highest number of co-sponsors ever. Why 21st June? Well, 21st June was marked as a date for the celebration as it marks the summer solstice, the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere where India falls, which holds special significance in many parts of the world. Now, this day holds a very, very special significance because today happens to be the longest. Today happens not just long on the in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, on the other hand, it happens to be the shortest day of the year. So that is the thing about today's date, and is called the Winter Solstice there. On this wonderful day, I take pleasure to invite upon Sri Sanjay Kumar Thakur, our dynamic evergreen principal, to speak on yoga and food as a case study. He is an enthusiast who believes in nature cure and the power of food, and more so the power of fasting and eating healthy. I have the honor to invite him to take us through this journey today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for giving a very nice brief introduction. And thank you for the compliment of evergreen dynamic. It sounds good. Sounds good. And we want our students to be evergreen, dynamic, happy. And that's one reason why we have taken this opportunity to talk to them. But before we talk about yoga, as you rightly said, students must understand that whatever subjects they had in school, colleges, or now was there in our Vedas. Everything was there, science, technology, Arthashastra, and so on. So India is a land of Vedas, and let's be proud of it. Secondly, I must take this opportunity. We all should take this opportunity. More so, more specific, students should take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. The reason is, as far as my memory goes, he is the only Prime Minister who speaks about yoga very frequently. He is the only Prime Minister who talks about sports and sportsman's spirit in every profession. He is the only Prime Minister that talks about good health, wellness, and its importance in our regular basis. It is very important that when we have a leadership who talks about such good things, we must remain thankful. At least I am. Hopefully, students will be also in due course. Well, our objective at IHM-Hyderabad is, apart from imparting hospitality education, we want our students to be a good human being. So without the support of parents, it is not possible for us to ensure these good qualities of self-discipline, commitment, a desire to help others, lead a life by example without the support of parents. And we are very happy at IHM-Hyderabad for getting continuous support from the parents of our students. We have been improving semester after semester, year after year. There is an all-round development, and the benefit for all this is going to our students. And there where the role of faculty members come in, there where the role of admin department comes in, and I take this opportunity to thank all my faculty members, my admin staff who are even present today to ensure that this webinar goes on well. Though they know many things that I'm going to talk about today, but they are still present. That speaks of our team spirit. So I'm very, very happy. And I'm very happy to see around 300 students already into the webinar. And we are expecting few more. And then many more are joining through the YouTube. There are other IHMs and other faculty members from other colleges. Few hoteliers have also joined this particular session today. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking about earlier, and again I will mention about this today. And please remember forever that you and I, everyone on this earth, has got one objective in life, and that is to remain happy. Whatever we do, we are in search of happiness. Whatever we eat, whatever we drink, whatever we study, whatever our hobbies are, we are looking for happiness. And as I have said earlier, again I am mentioning today, no doubt happiness is our common objective. But the question should always be, is this our happiness a short term or long term? We must ask ourselves. Smoking may give you happiness, but that will be a short term happiness. Eating biryani every day will be a happiness, but will be a short term happiness. But yoga, for example, sports, for example, good food, healthy food, for example, on a regular basis is a source of long-term happiness. And that's the reason why we all must be thankful to our Prime Minister, who is giving us the platform, more so to students who are 18, 9, 20, to look for long-term happiness through yoga. Of course, many informations are being shared about yoga in last 5-10 years in India, but when we were studying, just to share with you, young boys and girls, when I was studying hotel management somewhere in 85, 88, smoking was a style because that time Amitabh Bachchan, he and many other stars, Rajesh Khanna and so on, were very popular, and they were shown smoking on the screen, and it was taken as a he-man style. But nowadays, smoking is restricted on the screen. It is no more a he-man style. If anybody smokes, he is taken as outdated. But in our time, the film stars were shown openly smoking, drinking, and sports. My God, it was not highly paid profession. Sportsmen were never celebrity the way you have people today. Because sports have brought glamour, has brought money. But that time, TV was just picking up. And money was not there in the sports. So not many people were getting attracted towards sports. And yoga, it was never spoken. We used to hear about few yogis, or maybe in the Kumbh Mela when people are going, some talk here and there about yoga is to happen. What I'm trying to mention here is, in our time, good health was not a topic at all. Good habits were hardly spoken. Like, for example, what is going on nowadays, the entire world is talking about good health, importance of good health. And people who are physically fit, mentally fit, are the people who have better chances getting job in any industry. But in our time, it was not like that. Health was not taken so seriously. But then what happened? India has become the capital of diabetic people. It was not taken seriously 30, 40 years back. Now we are the capital of diabetic people, obese people. So many hospitals, so many dawakhanas, medical shops. It is a result of poor health maintenance maybe 20, 30, 40 years back. And that's the reason why this particular webinar is important, because we want to give you an all-round development of the personality, all kind of knowledge. And what I'm going to share today will not be what you hear or has been seeing in different videos or televisions and other channels. I'm going to share about my experience. You can take it as a case study. And if you feel the whole narration of mine is boring, then it is good, because all good things are boring. So don't leave and go. If you are getting bored, it is good for you. And in the end, if you feel happy, that means the medicine has worked and that has given you happiness. If you are feeling good, be there. If you are feeling bored, be there. Just a matter of 1 hour. And whatever I'll talk today, I'm not asking you to follow it. It is just a food for thought. I am giving you something to think, something to discuss. And the benefits definitely will be there of this discussion, if not today, tomorrow. Why yoga to me is very natural. I always believe that we should be very natural in our approach. The way we talk should be very natural. Our approach to others should be very natural, should not be artificial. If you are a good human being, whatever you do naturally will be liked by people. And yoga is a very natural exercise. That's the reason why it has lived for more than 5,000 years. More than 5,000. Somebody says it's around 10,000 years plus. It is lived. Even Gautam Buddha spent a lot of time learning different yogic forms to understand the miseries of life. What is the reason for happiness? What are the causes for miseries? And so on and so forth. So all these great personalities of our past and present who have achieved something, the enlightened people are also talking about yoga. Our Prime Minister is not a fool to talk about yoga if it is not important to all of us. At that level, if somebody is talking about yoga, it has some importance. And let me share, as I told you, I'll be sharing my experiences. In one of the flights, a relative of mine, a lady, was traveling in the business class. And in that flight, Mr. Narendra Modi also was flying, and he was then the chief minister of Gujarat. And this lady was sitting in that business class with a neck protection. Maybe she was having a problem with her neck, so there was a neck guard. So Mr. Modi went to her and said, "What happened to you? You look young. You are a young person. You should not have health problems like this at this young age. I suggest," he said, that time, when he was the chief minister of Gujarat, he said, "I suggest that you must spend at least 20-25 minutes in doing some form of the exercise to get rid of all this." That is the natural instinct. There must be some experience on this. And that's why, boys and girls, let's talk about something that will make sense to you. Now, majority of you and I, yoga looks to be a very boring exercise. It's a slow exercise. It's a slow form of exercise. And every movement of the body is related with the breathing also. And that's why many of us, more so at the young age of 18, 19, 20, even people at 30, 35, 40 and 50 also find yoga to be very boring. But since the importance is growing so much, the interest is also growing. But let me give you a solution. Because of COVID, you people are at home, and let's take that you don't like yoga. So what you can do? Online, if you see the Tata Sky, for example, Tata Sky online, you have dance classes being organized. Learn dance at home, and dance gives you all kind of exercise. There is a breathing, there is a movement of body, there is a stretching, there is a flexibility. Fine, if you feel regular yoga is boring, let's assume it's boring. If at all, learn dance online, at home, and put in your biodata that you have a certificate in a particular dance form. And your employer will say, wow, you dance also. Wow, can you dance here? And you perform. Very good, you are selected. Because a person who has the confidence, who doesn't have the fear, who's not scared of strangers, is the person who will perform. He's been asked to perform and you perform and they say, wow, well done. And then they may ask you, why dance? Why, how it is going to help you? And you know, we are talking about this today. You can further elaborate. Fine. Dance is one option. If suppose you are not interested in dance, go for instrument learning online. Go for singing classes online. It will make your voice sweet. Your vocal cord will become strong. There will be a lot of breathing in and out. And if you club together, dance, instrument, singing, wow, you are a yogi, you are a yogi. It all boils down to how you take the concept. Yoga is a serious activity. It is very scientific activity. I'm sure as you grow, you will find interest in this. More so, just imagine you are in Mumbai, or you are in Delhi, or you are in maybe Tokyo or London, where accommodation is very expensive, and 4 or 5 of you sharing one room, and you don't have much time for exercise or going out for sports. Yoga, you just require a 6 feet by 2 feet area. Do yoga for 20, 25, 30 minutes. Breathe in, breathe out, do stretching exercise, blood circulation. You are fit for 8 hours. At least. And let me tell you that few of my students who learned yoga and meditation while doing hotel management, they were asked questions on meditation by Taj Group, for example. What makes you go for meditation? Why your institute have started this class? How it's going to benefit you? And then they said, we are doing the same meditation classes through Maharshi Institute at Mumbai as well. These hoteliers are not fools to have their own yoga and meditation exercises, practices in the hotels or in any corporate world. And I'm sure you must have seen a child 4 months, 5 months on the bed. A child does all yogic exercise, all form of yoga exercise. If you observe a child when he is 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months old, he only connects to God, nobody else. And he is doing all kind of yogic exercise. Whether it is stretching, whether taking out his tongue or opening his mouth or rotating his neck or lying down on the bed and moving the legs like riding a bicycle. Every form you will find a small boy doing it. It comes very naturally to the baby. And that's why, for me, yoga is a natural phenomenon. Think about it. I am asking you to think today, tomorrow, years to come. There is no harm in listening to people. And I'm very happy that so many of you are here listening. Now you're getting bored. Fine, you don't want to do dance. You don't want to play music and learn. अच्छा भाई देख लो आप, you are watching a movie or a serial. आप घर में बैठे हो, you are watching a serial and there is a ad break. Usually we don't take ad break seriously. So what do? Do eye exercise, isn't it? Do the eye exercise. Is there any problem? No problem. It is just the focus of mind. Do you want to remain healthy? Do you want to remain happy? If you are in good health, then only you can remain happy. If you are in good health, then only you can keep others happy. If you are in good health, then only you can concentrate on studies. If you're not in good health, you will be short-tempered, you'll be jittery, you will get angry for nothing. You hurt yourself, you hurt others. So while watching a movie or a serial, in the break, do the exercise. Nobody stops you. Then pat your cheek. It's an exercise. It leads to blood circulation in your skin here. The chances of face paralysis won't be there. Do you require any special preparation? Nothing. Tap it. A little hard, not very hard. I'm just sharing my experiences. I am not a yoga expert. I'm just trying to be as natural to this knowledge. Tap. Then instead of saying sorry, or if you make a mistake, twist your ears. I'm sorry. कान को मचोड़िए. It's an exercise. Believe me, it's an exercise. Does it take time? You can do it any place. Oh, sorry. अभी जैसे आप, you are listening to me. अगर आप बोर हो रहे हैं, of your palm. It's also an exercise. Simple. This exercise. Simple. Exercise. Rotating your neck. आप जब अपने पेरेंट्स से घर में बात कर रहे हो या अपने भाई बहन से बात कर रहे हो, तभी बैठे बैठे तो आप नेक को रोटेट कर सकते हैं ना. It is all about focusing. It is all about loving yourself. Please love yourself. If you love yourself, you will try to be in good health. That is the beauty of love. You must love yourself. Then you will do exercise. अब देखिए, मैं अपने ऑफिस में रखता हूं बस ब्लड सर्कुलेशन. क्या प्रॉब्लम है? कुछ नहीं है. मैं आपसे बात भी करूंगा तो एक्सरसाइज भी कर लेता हूं. कोई दिक्कत है क्या? कुछ नहीं है. अब ये देखिए, क्या लग रहा है मुझे? इसके लिए मुझे घर में थोड़ी रहना है. मैं तो यहां बैठे बैठे भी एक्सरसाइज हो रही है मेरी. देखिए एक्सरसाइज हो रही है, फर्स्ट क्लास. क्या दिक्कत है? ब्रीद इन ब्रीद आउट. कोई दिक्कत है क्या? बिकॉज आई लव माई सेल्फ. डू यू? आस्क योर सेल्फ. मैं तो अपने आप को बहुत प्यार करता हूं. आप भी कीजिए. और ये देखिए, लोग चाय पीने जाते हैं, मैं थोड़ा ब्रेक ले लेता हूं एक्सरसाइज बैठे बैठे. क्या दिक्कत है? कोई दिक्कत है क्या? कुछ नहीं. ये चीज मैं आज से नहीं कर रहा हूं, वर्षों से कर रहा हूं। आप भी स्टडी टेबल के पास रख सकते हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर्स भी रख सकते हैं, क्या दिक्कत है? जहां चाह वहां रहा। और अगर आप नियम पूर्वक 1 घंटा योगा कर सकें तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो ये तो है ही है ना। देखिए, मैं आपको आई शेयर वन इंसिडेंट, स्टोरी, a case study. It may not be directly applicable to you at this age, may not be, but will be applicable when you are 24, 25 plus, definitely. To a large extent, it can be applicable now as well. Many people will not talk about all these what I'm going to talk today. And you have seen, I've shown you some very easy exercise. One more thing. There are many tips. Simple one. See, suppose many times we are going in a car, in a bus, we are sitting with people and we have problem with the gas in the stomach. There's a gas. Gas is there. What to do? You have no problem. Very simple exercise. I have tried all this, I am telling you. It's an innovation. I don't think any yoga guru would have told you this. Keep thinking. That is the beauty of the hoteliers. They always innovate something. Something and then they will innovate. This is my innovation. See, from, if I rightly remember, from 1996 till 2008, August or September 2008. Apart from working in college, I was also running my own restaurant. Nearly 10, 11 years. So I had no Saturday, no Sunday, no holidays, nothing. But as time came when somebody, one of my customer wanted to buy my business, and then that's the time there was a recession. A lot of problem, markets were up and down, recession came in 2007-8. I sold my restaurant. And believe me, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know what to do. But anyhow, I used to live in an apartment and there was a message going. That time WhatsApp was not there. A message that I was receiving from a couple, both chartered accountants, staying in the same apartment where I used to stay, that on coming Sunday, there are 3 naturopaths coming to deliver a lecture, a presentation. Please come. It's a few hours presentation, please come. And these 2 chartered accountants are very successful. One of them working in multinational company and one works for Inadu company newspaper handling all their finances. I thought, like many of you will also think, naturopath kya bakwas hai yaar? Useless things, naturopath वगैरह. Who will go? I was not showing interest. Then on Sunday, see, they were reminding us. Then on Sunday, again SMS came, and then it was around, they said the program will start around 12 o'clock. And around 11:30, I was taking bath, and that's the time I thought, anyhow, it's Sunday, I have no work, I have sold my restaurant, I'm free now. And this particular presentation is happening here in the basement. So let's go and see क्या बोल रहे हैं, सुन तो ले. with, let me tell you, absolutely very clear in my mind, all these naturopathies are bakwas. But ठीक है, चलो जाते हैं, क्या है सुनने में क्या है. I went there. Program started around 12. I reached there at 12:10. The reason was I was not interested to go, but somehow I made my mind to go, and I reached there at around 12:10. When I reached there, I saw around 30-35 people, everybody into meditation mode. Everybody was meditating. So I waited. Meditation was on. Then the meditation was over, and there is a head table, and there are 3 people sitting on the head table. 1 lady and 2 gentlemen. So the lady says, it was a 3 hours presentation. I will squeeze it maybe in half an hour or 1 hour. But it's very interesting. It's a food for thought. You can discuss with your parents, people, relatives. And let me tell you once again, I went with a very negative mind that all this naturopathy is bakwas. Anyhow. So there is one lady who started. She said, I am not a naturopath. I am not a believer earlier in naturopath. The problem was I come from a very poor family. I had health issues, something to do with the blood, she said. And she said, believe me, 4 times in a day I have to eat medicine. And I am taking my proper meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and so on, whatever I can afford to. But my health issue was not getting over. And coming from a poor family, it was very difficult to buy medicines on a continuous basis, and then also the health is not improving. She said, I went to the ashram, which is there in Meerut. And the person sitting in the center is a doctor. So the lady says, I went into the ashram. Somebody told me, go, there is an ashram in Meerut and you go there. And I went there because I was suffering. I was having health problem. So I went there and she says, believe me, for last 15 years, last 15 years, I have not taken any medicine. I have not fallen sick. I have no health issues. I am very happy. I have a daughter. She is also very happy. We all are disease free. I'm listening. Rest all people are listening. I'm also listening. Then the doctor takes over, the person who is sitting in the center. He says, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am an MBBS, a doctor who was practicing English medicine earlier. I'm a doctor by profession. And he says, at the ashram, Meerut ashram, Meerut, where it is in UP Delhi, nearby. You must have heard about this place. He said, in the Meerut ashram, there are physicists, there are chemists, there are MBBS doctors, and the research is going on Ramayana from he said around 05 or 1910, something like that. I don't remember the exact year. From so many years, a research is going on, and this research started by one person, and later on, not many chemists, people who are master in chemistry, physics, biology, people from medical sciences, we are doing a research. And the research is based on the information that is available in Ramayana. And he said, please, I want to make it very clear that I am not promoting any religion here. I'm not here to promote any religion. I just share the information that we have seen and read in Ramayana, and literally we have done research. We have gone to different sites, wherever, whatever places are mentioned in Ramayana. And on the basis of the research, he said, I'll share you certain informations. And again he said, we are not here to promote any religion. We are talking about informations that we have from Ramayana. He says that I give you a task. You do a research. A heart specialist, a doctor who is a heart specialist, dies because of a heart problem. A doctor who is a lung specialist will have lung problem. A doctor who deals with mental patients goes himself mental. Why does it happen? And he is saying that, he's telling all of us who are sitting there, that you please do a research. And you will find it is true that a heart specialist will die because of heart problem, or he will have himself suffering from heart problem. Then he says, why there are so many medical shops? Why the number of medical shops are increasing day by day? What's the reason? Wonder, he says, think about it. And then he continues. He says, the doctor MBBS, he says that 24 hours is divided into 3 parts. Morning 5 a.m. to afternoon 12. Morning 5 a.m. to afternoon 12, it's a period of Mahesh, that is Shiva. It's a period of Lord Shiva, Mahesh. Now what happens and should happen during this period? As per Ramayana, he said morning 5 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon, we must clean our body. Like he says, if you go to a mosque or a temple or a church or in your own house, everybody is cleaning. We clean our house or the place of worship in the morning. He says, you watch a bird, even a bird is cleaning the feathers. But we are not doing so. We do not allow our body to clean. So, Lord Shiva is known for elimination, destruction. One form of Shiva is known for elimination, destruction, removal. So morning 5 to 12 is a period of Shiva, and you must allow the body to clean. And he says that even if you go to sandas, pass on stool, and if you feel that you have been relieved, but your body is not clean, the cleaning process has to continue. So he says, do not eat anything till 12. And we have been hearing what? Eat breakfast like a king. Isn't it? That is what we have been hearing, that eat breakfast like a king. But here, the person is saying out of research, no breakfast, nothing to eat till 12, because breakfast will kill you fast. Now, all this is something new to me. And this is around 2008, so around 13 years ago. So he says, nothing, don't eat. Allow the body to clean. And what happens, I'm telling you my observation, because from 2008, after listening to him, I have been following this. The reason also I'll tell you. So he says, allow the body to clean. If you don't eat breakfast, what happens? Whatever extra water is there in your body, it will go out in the form of urine. It will go out. So if you urinate, it is also part of cleaning process. And if there is nothing in your stomach, then whatever items that your intestine could not digest, the digestion will start. So whatever is there in the intestine will be used to give you energy. And he says, if you are used to having breakfast at 8 o'clock, shift it to 9. Then if you are used to 9, then put it 10, put it 11. Slowly. It's not that you start doing from tomorrow itself. Boys and girls, I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just sharing an experience of mine. It's a case study. Please listen. So, when doctor was talking about this, I was trying to recollect my grandfather, who never used to have breakfast in the morning. Of course, a cup of tea, yes, but here the Dr. Saab is saying no tea, no water, nothing till 12. So I was trying to recollect. Even my grandfather used to do the same. Till he will do puja, he will not eat. And by then it is already 11:30, 12. Even my mother will not eat till she does the puja. So I was trying to recollect what happens in my house, how my parents and grandparents, what was their lifestyle. So I was trying to do an analysis within myself, listening to the doctor. And he says, initially, if you are not having breakfast or if you're not eating anything till 12 o'clock, you may feel giddiness. You may feel giddiness. So he says that is a sign that your body is getting cleaned by your blood. The cleaning process is going on. Your blood is cleaning your stomach. So don't get worried if you feel giddiness initially for a day or 2 or 3. Later on, you'll get used to it. Boys and girls, I started following the same from next day onwards. Of course, I asked him a lot of questions, and I will tell you what all questions I asked. But I started following from next day onwards. And till 2017, started in 2008, 5 years, religiously I followed, except morning tea I used to take, which the doctor said not to take, but I was taking. Just listen, it is not, do not conclude anything. And then we said, Dr. Saab, I asked him a lot of questions. So I asked Dr. Saab, people say you need to have breakfast. Then he said, see, my entire presentation is for those people who are not having any health issues, are not having any medical problem. If you're already having some kind of medical problem, then you meet me separately after the presentation. This is for those people who are in good health now and would like to remain in good health later on. It is for those people. So he says, I'll give you a simple example. Suppose you have a trash bin, a dustbin in your kitchen, and you throw the waste material, the food waste or whatever waste material in that, and you do not clean the dustbin, you again put the waste material in that and again put the waste material. What happens from the bottom? The bacteria will start multiplying. Same thing happens. We do not allow our stomach to get cleaned on a regular basis. Morning we get up, so we have some tea biscuit. Then 8:39 we have some breakfast. Then 11 o'clock, then again we have tea, biscuit, snacks. Then again 1 o'clock lunch. So we are not allowing our body to clean. And wherever there are impurities, there will be health problem. In brief, I'm telling you, in brief, this is what he said. Then he said, time between 12 to 8 is a period of Brahma. Brahma means work. But what happens usually, as per doctor, the majority of us, we have heavy meal, good meal. And then what happens? Before that, he asked us a question. I will ask you the same. What is the source of our energy? He asked us. And I'm sure you will also say food is the source of energy. Majority of us will say food is the source of energy. But the situation demands that we should work. So internally, there is a stress, there is a friction. Internally, the body wants rest. Externally, we are making body to work. So there is a friction, there is a stress, there is a health problem. So he said, period from 12 to 8 is a period of Brahma. You must be active, you must work. So during this period, we must have something light, like for example, soup. For example, boiled vegetables. For example, fruits. It will give you a balanced meal, at the same time will keep you energetic. Then I asked him a question. I said, Dr. Saab, I've heard that if you eat fruits in empty stomach, it leads to acidity. Then the person who was sitting next to the doctor, he pissed in and he said, see, I'll tell you, I'm not a doctor. I have no health issues. I'm an engineer. I have my own business. And from Delhi to Noida to Meerut and all, I keep traveling for marketing. What I do is, in my car, I keep a plate and a knife. If I feel hungry, I go out, buy a fruit, cut it and eat. And I am a naturopath by choice, not because of health reasons. Nothing has happened. You see in front of me, I'm so happy. So if you have fruits in empty stomach, you will not have gas problem or acidic problem. Problem will be there if your intestine is not cleaned. If there are impurities, gas formation will happen. But he says, even if extra fruits you eat, excessive intake of fruits will also lead to digestion problem, gas problem. Then again we come back to the doctor. So Morning is a period of Shiva, Mahesh. Then Brahma is 12 to 8. Brahma is the creator. So we need to work. And 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. is the period of Vishnu. Vishnu is peace and prosperity and happiness. So he says, if you want one normal meal, you can have by 8 p.m. 7:38, you can have a normal meal. Whatever you want to eat, you can eat. Even if you want to have a peg of whiskey, you can have. But the doctor says, but if you really want to enjoy the benefits of this research, the natural path, then even if the dinner time, if you eat fruits, leafy vegetables, you will have a wonderful health throughout. Nevertheless, you can have one meal. I asked a question to the doctor. Before that, doctor asks all of us, what is the source of energy? And majority of us, we said, food is the source of energy. He said, no, it's a myth. It is not correct. Food is the source of repair and maintenance, body growth till 24 years of age. After 24 years of age, food is not the source of energy. Food is not required because there's no body growth after 24 years. So food after 24 years is only a source for repair and maintenance. But what we do, and after 24 years, the body is not growing. We don't grow in height. Our metabolism slowly reduces. But the doctor says, either we eat the same quantity what we were eating when we were 18 or 19, or even we eat little more. So after 24 years of age, if we eat the same quantity food or if we eat more, then we put on weight. And once we put on weight, it is nothing but fat, and fat is a source of problem. Fat is nothing but impurities. So if you're overweight, if you have fat, you definitely will have health problems because fat is nothing but impurities. So after 24 years, food is not the source of energy or source of bodybuilding. What it is, he says there are three sources of energy. One is when we sleep, we get connected to cosmic energy. Second is when we meditate. Even in our yoga, there is concept of meditation. He says, when you meditate, during the meditation, our mind goes empty. There's no thoughts. You will reach a stage where during meditation process, after certain practices, your mind will go thoughtless. Your mind will go empty. And there where the energy fills in. When the mind goes empty, energy fills in. Once you sleep, you get connected to cosmic energy. And the third source of energy is when you walk barefoot. Students, you will agree that many of us don't have proper sleep. you will agree that we don't walk barefoot at all. But if you see in olden days, I'm sure few parents have also joined, ask your parents, grandparents, they used to walk barefoot so many times, so many hours in a day, sometimes throughout. So if we don't walk barefoot, that means we are not getting gravitational energy in our body. We don't have proper sleep, we don't get cosmic energy. We don't have meditation, so there is no internal energy. We are not getting the energy filled in. So the doctor says that there are three sources of energy: sleep, meditation, and walking barefoot. So I asked Dr. Saab, how many hours we should sleep? See, many of you must have heard, it came in news, even our Prime Minister has said himself that he hardly sleeps for 2 to 3 hours. Hardly sleeps for 2 to 3 hours. Which surprises many of us. Then how does he get so much of energy to work for 18-20 hours? So, what this doctor says is, how many hours you need to sleep depends on what you eat. For example, at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., you had a dinner which has more earthy items from the earth, growing from the earth. You feel heavy, so you need to sleep for long. If you eat items that is growing in the air, leaves and fruits that is growing in the air, and if you eat and sleep, you require sleep for less hours. There is nothing fixed number of hours, whereas we know that 8 hours we must sleep, 9 hours we must sleep, minimum 7 hours we must sleep. Here the doctor says it depends on what you eat. If you eat more airy items, you require less sleep. If you eat more earthy items, you feel heavy, you require more sleep. Then he says, how do you judge whether your sleep is complete or not? How do you judge? He says it's very simple. When you get up, you should feel fresh. If you are feeling fresh, your sleep is complete. It can be after 5 hours, it can be after 7 hours, it can be after 8 hours. That all depends on what you eat before you sleep. Then I asked about water. I said, Dr. Saab, how many glasses of water we should drink in a day? We are told 10 glasses, 12 glasses, minimum 8 glasses. He said, no. You just observe your body. Your body will say, you need water, you drink. Whenever you feel thirsty, you drink. There is no rule of 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. It depends. Just observe your body. Just focus on your body. Your body will give indication. And then he says, when you eat more fruits, all these fruits have got organic water. So when you are eating fruits, you require less water to drink. And then he says certain things we should not eat. See, yoga and food, what you eat inside is very important before you start doing yoga. That's why I'm talking about this. I'm sure you must not have heard many things about this. What you eat is very important in our yoga activities. He says, see, milk, no. Don't take milk. It was a surprise to us because milk has urea and it will make uric acid. So your body will get acidic. No milk. No milk products. Like for example, sweets and so on. He says not even curd. If you cannot live without milk, go for buttermilk. So he said no milk. Then he says, all right. He says, have you seen how milking of cow happens? A calf is taken to the cow and the cow is giving milk to the calf for the calf, and the calf is forcibly taken away from the cow, and then the milking happens, and then milk reaches to you and you are drinking that milk. Just imagine the torture of that mother, the cow, because the milk is for the baby, for the calf, not for you. So the mental torture of the cow will have the impact on the milk. Moreover, he said, when the mother, human being, mother is not well, the doctor will say, please do not feed your child. If mother is not well, doctor will say, don't feed your child. But here, cow is well or not, how do we know? What disease cow is having, how do we know? And those milk is coming to us and we are drinking. When I am listening to all this, I also connected to small babies. A mother will go after baby with milk and the baby will be running away. They don't want to drink milk. They don't like milk at all. But we are forcing milk and ensuring that the baby is drinking the milk by switching on the music or television or by beating or what not, or very tightly holding the baby and pushing the milk. But the baby does not want milk. It is a natural process of rejecting milk. So he said milk is not good. Tea, coffee is not good. It will make your body acidic. If you are getting tired soon, fast, your body is acidic. Tea, coffee will make the body acidic. Our body should be alkaline, not acidic. Milk will make your body acidic, urea. So he says no tea, no coffee, no dal. Can you believe? No dal. Because dal leads to gas formation. And let me tell you, students, I'm talking to you after experimenting all this on myself for 5 years, and I'm still continuing. Not on a very strict, the process that has been told because of the profession, nature of job, and so on. But to a large extent, I am still following all this. It's been 13 years. I'm at the age of 55 years now. I started maybe when I was 42, 43. I'm feeling good. No problem. I'm feeling good. Yesterday also at Sunday, I did a lot of work at home. I did yoga, I did exercise, I did some kind of jogging, running. I had my light lunch because family sometimes they force you to eat at around 2:40 p.m. And I'm talking to you for last maybe 1.5 hours. But it is a food for thought. I'm not saying that you must follow it. I'm just sharing my experience. It's a case study. Like before Covishield came, it was injected on few people on a trial basis. So I've used this concept on myself and on a trial basis, and I'm talking to you. Even if you follow 50%. So no dal, no milk, no non-veg. He says very simple, just close your eyes and go to a place full of garden, full of vegetables, full of fruits, full of flowers. You feel so good. And just close your eyes, go to a place where all these carcasses are hanging, butchery place, all the meat, carcass all around. Just close your eyes and imagine you will not feel good. Moreover, our nails and teeth are not made for carnivorous. We are not carnivorous. We are not meat eaters. But what we do, we get the meat. We don't know how old the meat is. 1 year, 2 days, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. How many old, we don't know. And then we get it put in the fridge. Then we put a lot of masala, tail, ghee, fry this and we eat. And to digest meat, it takes a lot of time. So these are certain health issues. Time is not there, so I cannot elaborate more, but these are certain health issues. What you eat is very important. What you drink is very important. Do you walk barefoot or not is very important. Do you meditate and sleep well or not is very important. Do you allow your body to clean or not is very important. Then here the doctor said, if you cannot follow all this on this regular basis, suppose every day you cannot follow, then you follow your religion. In every religion, there is fasting. Every religion, there is a fasting. So you follow your religion and fast. On fasting itself, I can talk about 15-20 minutes. There's no time. But every religion has fasting process. You please fast. But again, he said, I am talking all this for those people who are having normal health, no health issues. So follow your religion, do fasting. Isn't it? I was reading an article in the newspaper some 5, 6, 7 years back, that if you don't have breakfast, it is very harmful. It is an article from US. Breakfast is a must. And I was reading it because once after hearing these people, I keep reading articles and whatever comes, I try to relate. Then recently, a year back, one article came in US paper that people who delay their breakfast time, they live long and they have better health. Now it has come, the new concept has come, intermittent fasting. That means you delay your breakfast and you eat late. And same thing, this naturopaths were telling me 30 years back that all this is there in Ramayana. And now people are talking about intermittent fasting. Every religion has got fasting. And understand, even the animals, carnivorous animals, they eat fresh meat. They attack, eat fresh milk. They hunt, eat fresh milk. They don't get the meat and hunt today and eat tomorrow and day after. No. The blood is oozing out and they eat. But in our case, it is not like that. So be careful, whatever best you can apply. Now you are still into the growing age, till 24, but do not allow fat to accumulate. Do not get overweight. Avoid as much possible acidic items. Go more into alkaline items. And keep doing some kind of exercise. And then I asked him a question, Dr. Saab, what about people who work in the night shift, like call centers or night duty in the hotels? He said, nothing, very simple, just turn the process. You're having a meal in the night, you have meal in the afternoon.
Thank you very much, sir. Just regarding to this, I'd just like to add a quote which is said by Mr. BKS Iyengar. He says that the body exists in the past and the mind exists in the future. But in yoga, they come together in the present. Right. So I'd just like to quote the vote of thanks now for the webinar. Thank you very much, sir, for your informative speech on the importance of yoga and the sattvic food that complements along, because this is a concept that I believe holds a great importance, especially in the time of COVID, for healthy and holistic development. I'd also like to extend heartfelt regards to the head of departments, Mr. Vivekanand and Mrs. Saraswati, for their guidance in conducting this webinar successfully. I'd also like to thank all the faculty members for effective coordination to host this webinar. And lastly, I'd like to thank the students and the parents for joining us today in this webinar. I really hope this session has been of some value to you. Thank you very much and have a fruitful day ahead. Namaskar.